Hello and welcome to Rathod Science Academy. Today in this session we are going to see current affairs of 22nd August 2024. So let's get started. So I'm not going to give you any brief description of that articles. Let us see directly those articles and let us dig deep today. Okay, so see this title, 17 workers killed as fire breaks out after reactor blast at AP Pharma plant. So what this article is talking about? It's talking about reactor blast. So where you can connect this topic? In industrial disasters, right? So now tell me from which subjects we can connect this? Disaster management, GS paper 3 disaster management and GS paper 3 economy next. Huh? Health, okay. GS paper 2 health, next. GS paper 3 environment, next. Okay, 1 and 2 society and social issues, next. Environment, next. Okay, geography. Okay, now tell me from which subjects, what are the dimensions that you need to cover? From disaster management, what are the reasons? What will be the impact? And you have to see DM cycle, disaster management cycle. And you have to collect examples of recent past. Okay, so these are the dimensions from disaster management. Next. Okay, measures or precautions that comes under DM cycle, no. Next. From economy, yes, from infrastructure, next. Come on, think fast. Online students and YouTube students. Economic loss. Okay. There will be supply demand mismatch. Next. From health point of view. Loss of life, injuries. Next. Okay, next. And even because of this industrial disaster, there will be very long-term impact. There will be even genetic mutations. Okay, you have to think about these genetic mutations, and especially you have to see fetal abnormalities. Next, from environment and ecology. Okay, pollution next. Huh? Huh? Impact on biodiversity, okay. From society and social issues. Come on, think. Huh? I didn't get you. Okay. Impact on society itself. What is the impact? Come on. Yeah, okay, migration. Next. Loss of livelihood, loss of life. Yes, psychological impact. Okay, tell me from geography. You have to see why these areas are prone. You have to see geographical structure or rock structure which is present in that region. Next. You have to see the places where recent attacks have happened, recent incidents, evidences. Okay. And from science and technology, you have to see reactor and you have to see parts of reactor. So in 2022, there was question regarding parts of reactor. Okay, you have to see that thing from science and technology point of view. So these all are the dimensions that you have to see from this article. Okay, now let us see the title once again. 17 workers are killed as fire breaks out after reactor blast at AP pharma plant. So what you are going to expect from this article? What you need to analyze. So I want to announce one thing. So you are understanding current affairs, right? Yes or no? At least you are getting confidence that I am getting something from current affairs classes. So from next week onwards, shall we start this? Like individual students, they have to come and they have to analyze one topic. No, with camera. No? Okay, so let us talk about that thing later on. So tell me now what you are going to expect here from this article. What are the points that you need to get? What are the points that you need to take from this article? Yeah, what caused that reactor blast? Tell me next. Okay, loss of people. Yeah, next. Yes, rules and regulations, protocols. Yeah, next. How to prevent that? Next. Any changes need to be done? Be specific from what point of view? Rehabilitation, okay. Okay, to not repeat it again. Next. Okay, new technology. Very good. Next. Come on, think. Okay, surveillance. Okay, very good. Next. What happened to you? Say something. Okay, let us see this article. So this article is saying that at least 17 workers were killed. Apart from that, there are many people they got injured because of this reactor blast. And you have to remember this name. While you are giving examples, you have to write place where it happened in which so it's a pharmaceutical company. So actually this happened in Essentia Advanced Sciences in Anakapalli in Andhra Pradesh, and it is one of the pharmaceutical company. Actually, there are articles regarding pharmaceutical company in our editorial. So every day you will be getting at least 2 articles regarding the same topics. So try to think beyond if you are getting 2 or more articles on the same topic. Okay, so from this article, what are the key points you need to take here is the severity of incident is very, very large because more than 18 people they had been died and more than 20 they got injured, and we don't know like how many will be getting survived in that severely injured people. So if many people they are not surviving means so the casualties will be getting raised. So here we have to understand whether the safety protocols you are following or not. The first important point here is safety protocols. And next one here is the potential for increased casualties. So actually there are many other bodies that had been trapped in this blast. So here we can understand that there is inadequate safety measures. So in this company, they are not following proper safety measures. Second one. And next one here is there is no proper emergency preparedness and response systems. So because of this, the casualties had been increased. So 3 important points. And apart from that, there is no proper regulations and there is no proper inspections as you said. And next one here is what are the measures that we can take so that we can prevent future tragedies like this. We have to think about this. And even we have to see what will be the impact on local community. So the people who are working in these areas, so they will be got scared with this incident, and even there will, if the family they lost their family members means there will be psychological impact on that family, and many people they don't want to work here, they will be moving to other places. Even migration will be also one more problem here, and the people who wants to migrate from one place to another place now, so there is no proper livelihood opportunities also. There is nothing like there is no guarantee that they will be getting opportunity somewhere. Okay, so those are the problems that you have to think. And even who is accountable for this incident, whether the pharmaceutical company or whether the people who are working or like government. So you have to understand who is responsible. And tell me what are the measures we can take here to prevent future incidents. Think and tell me, future incidents, how can we prevent? What are the measures we can take? I said about the causes. and important points. You have to work on that. And can't you give any suggestions? Now tell me what are the suggestions you will be giving. Okay, new technology. Alarming system, very good. Fire extinguishers. Emergency preparedness. Next. Come on, what happened? Proper inspections, audits. Next. Strict implementation of protocols. Okay. So these are the things that you have to get. Clear? And see this article. And from now onwards, you have to analyze the articles, not me here. See the title, Center Debates Taking a Caste Count During Census. So what this article is talking about? So it is talking about census. So what is a census? What is the meaning of census? Population census? Okay, it is a data on total number of population of a country. So for every once in a decade, that means for every 10 years, we will be having this census. So now why the census is in use? Because you have to know some recent past data. So earlier we have the census data of 2011. That means after 10 years means by 2021 we need to get the census data. But what happened from 2019 November, December onwards, we had this unfortunate incident of COVID-19. So because of this, the census data had been delayed. But even in 2014 now, so even there was no starting, at least there is no preparation for conducting of data of this census. But now there is one addition. So government is saying that in this census data form, we are going to add one column of caste. So because of this, now debates are going on. So whenever we are including caste in census, what is the word we will be using? Socio-economic caste census. Okay. So if you see the data regarding the socio-economic caste census, in India, we started in year 1931. After that, 2011, we had this, but there are many criticisms regarding the socio-economic caste census of 2011. Because of this, even this data had been not kept in a public domain. Okay. So now tell me, my question is, why caste census is important? Why caste census is important? Why we need this caste census? Huh? Okay, we will be getting exact data of vulnerable people. Okay, next. Okay, we can provide affirmative actions. Okay, so whatever the welfare schemes came up by government, that will be given to targeted people. So we can identify the targeted person. Next. Come on, next. Come on, think. That comes in affirmative actions. Okay, for better policy making. Next. Come on, next. Everything comes under this umbrella word, affirmative action. Next. 2.0. Okay, we can see whether there is adequate representation of vulnerable people or not. Okay, whether there is adequate representation or not, we can understand. Next. Come on. Hmm? PVTGs. Okay, we can get data of particularly vulnerable tribal groups. So how many are there in India? 75. Next. Yes, very good. So we can focus on proper resource allocation. I want this point. Proper resource allocation. So let us see whether these points are there or not. So here this article is saying that our union government is contemplating including a caste column in the upcoming census. In the upcoming census, our government wants to include this column of caste. Okay, so because many political parties, opposition parties, they are demanding to come up with this caste census as well. So because of this now, there is a one decision, but this decision had not been yet finalized. Okay, so here earlier in India we had the socio-economic caste census in year 1931, and later on in 2011 also we came up with that, but because of some challenges, inefficiencies, that data had not been even kept in the public domain because of the criticisms. So here this article is saying that we need caste enumeration. So what is the importance of this caste enumeration is we can understand social dynamics. So you have to include these kinds of words in your answers. Social dynamics. And we can understand even inequalities, social inequalities in our country based on this data. And even there are many political parties they are demanding for this inclusion of caste. Why these political parties are demanding? So do you know? Because in our politics, mostly caste-based politics will go on. Okay, especially for vote banks. Okay, so that is the one reason we can understand here. And if you see the historical context, so we have this caste enumeration in 1931, but since then there is no data regarding the caste. So we need that data so that we can have a proper policy implementation, policy formulation. And next one here is for ensuring proper policies and transparency, accountability regarding any affirmative action like reservation policies or any scheme which is targeting certain vulnerable people. So we need this government data, especially for resource allocation, for policy making. So everything we need certain data. As you all know, India is the very largest populous country. So because of this, we need the data so that government can make efficient policy making. Unless and until if you're not having the data, we can't do anything, right? Okay, so what is the socio-economic caste census? It was conducted in 1931. The important aim of the socio-economic caste census is to get the information of economic status of Indian families who are living in both urban areas and as well as rural areas. And even we can identify who are the most deprived people, whether they need affirmative action or not. So which kind of policies government can come up, so which kind of schemes government can provide. So on this we will be having certain idea. So what are the advantages of this socio-economic caste census? Tell me now. Yes, you said about why we need. Now my question is, what are advantages? Come on, fast. What are the advantages? Online students and YouTube students, so please give me your comments. Yes, proper policy implementations. Next. Yes, very good. Inclusive growth. I want this kind of terminology. Inclusive growth. Next. We can promote social equity. I'm not talking about equality, I'm talking about equity. Next. Come on, next. Proper resource allocation. We can target beneficiary directly. Next. Policy formulation, it will be helpful in policy formulation. So all those are important, right? So now let us see the advantages. Can you see the mind map here? So we can address this problem of social inequality. Okay, so that how we can address this problem of social inequality? So we can come with a targeted, that means this people they need reservation, or this people they need the support from government. We can target that people and government can provide the assistance to this people so that we can address this problem of social inequality. And next one is we can ensure equitable distribution of resource. So actually in yesterday's class we discussed that inequality is very high. 1% of India's population will be owning 40% of our nation resources, right? So here whenever concentration of wealth is happening in few hands, then what happens? It will leads to inequality. So here we need a proper distribution of resources. When we go for proper distribution of resources, when we have the data. Unless and until we have data, we can't go for equal distribution of resources. And next one is we can monitor affirmative action policies, whether these people are really getting benefited from this schemes or not. We can get if you're having this data. And next one is we can focus on the picture of Indian society, like how much population they require this schemes, and how much population of India are rich, how much population of India they belong into the vulnerable section. So we will be having the data. And next one here is even our constitution also saying that we have to appoint a commission for the caste census. So because of this, even it is correct according to our constitution also. And see what are the disadvantages, what will happen if you are having this data? Yes, very good, discrimination will happen based on caste. Even our fundamental rights says that we should not discriminate on based on religion, caste, sex, like that. So caste is there in that word. So there will be discrimination. Next, even in this large populous country, if you want to go for collecting of data based on caste, it will be very difficult. So this is also an important problem. And even whenever we are having this type of data, that will further leads to social divisions, and that may leads to communal violence. Okay, clear? Understood? Yeah, see this article. Growth of e-commerce a matter of concern, says Goyal. So what is e-commerce? So how many of you do online shopping? How many of you have net banking, everything? How many of you will order products on Amazon, Flipkart, Swiggy, Zomato girl, biryani girl? Huh? Okay, so do you know about this, any idea about this predator pricing? Have you heard this word, predator pricing? So this article is everything about this predator pricing. So before ordering any product, how many sites you will be checking up for the same product? Huh? 2 to 3. So in which site you will be putting order? Which has a less price, affordable. Okay. Do you know about this Jio? How many of you are using Jio SIMs? No one? Ah, very good. Next. Okay, initially when this Jio was launched, at that time, what was happened? Any idea? Free SIM, free internet for how many months? 3 months. Free calls, free messages. After that, what happened? Yes, after that, they started pricing on the service, and later on, they became monopoly. Yes or no? So that is simply called as predator pricing. Okay. So now you know about these e-commerce platforms. So can you tell me some examples of e-commerce platforms? Amazon. Okay, Amazon, Flipkart. Next. Myntra, Nykaa. Nykaa, what will you order in Nykaa? What will you order in Nykaa? Skincare products? Okay. Okay, Nykaa, Meesho, etc. So what is happening here is because of easy availability of this e-commerce site, so it will be affecting who will be get affected? Small shops. Okay, small shops, they will be getting affected because of this online platforms. And even what this e-commerce platforms will do is initially they want to eliminate the competitors. For example, in this e-commerce, for example, I am taking Amazon here. In Amazon, I am searching for smartwatches, for example. So I like one model of smartwatch and I am seeing the prices of other smartwatches in that same Amazon. For example, if one company wants to monopolize that in the future, so he will be offering very good features with a very low price. So if others want to give that same quality things, means they can't offer it for that price. For example, I want to order a smartwatch and I saw one smartwatch with very good features with 500 rupees. And if I search any other smartwatch, so with the same features, the price are more than 2,000, 3,000 like that. Obviously, I will be ordering this smartwatch of 500 rupees only. If someone like you also who wants to order the same smartwatches, so the prices is less and even it is having more features that you want. So obviously you will be also ordering this. So whenever there is increased order for that so and so company, so if other companies like B, C, D, which are also selling these smartwatches, whether they are competitive, no. Obviously they will be quitting out of this competition. After some time, what happens? So after some days, when this so and so company is getting good business, good number of orders, he will be increasing price to now 3,000 rupees. So now he is the only person who is there in that so and so platform. There are no other competitors. So if I want to order the watch again, I have to order for this so and so company with high price. So in this way, so this company will be monopolizing this so and so watches in this platform. So this is called as predator pricing. And one more thing here you have to say is, if the cost is less, if I'm going to any other small shops which are there on the roadside, so can I get the same watch with that features, with that price? No. So what happens, the business of this small small shops, retail shops will be getting affected. So because of this e-commerce, more than 100 million small shop workers had been affected badly. So what happens because of this? So there will be loss of income for these people, right? Loss of income, and even next one is livelihood. It will be having impact on society. So this happened in my family itself. Earlier my mother used to sell like anything, but because of this e-commerce, my mother business had become very low and even zero sometimes. That happened. Okay. So see this here. So context says Union Commerce Minister, he is saying that because of predator pricing policies of e-commerce players such as Amazon, which is having the growth of online retail markets. So because of this, a huge social disruption is happening, and because of this, 100 million small stores which are creating job across India had been affected. So what is the negative impact? Loss of economy for these people, livelihoods, and even jobs which they are creating will be get destroyed. That will lead to increasing of unemployment at the local level. Clear? Okay, so that is the thing. I think you understood what I'm saying here. So when a company sells a goods or services at artificially cheap prices, so what happens? The rivals, they cannot match with that prices. Then what happen? Usually they will be getting losses and they will be out of the competition. After after some years, what happened? Eventually they start increasing of prices and they will be starting monopoly. So this is called as predator pricing. To understand this more, you can see this image. So initially there will be low product prices will be there. So in that low product prices, the competitors will be quitting from that race. After that, sudden price rise will be happen for that so and so product, and they will be starting establishing of monopoly. So this happened in the case of Jio. So that's what I said, so that you can easily understand what the concept is. Clear? Clear or not? See this article, power play. Hydropower projects must factor in environmental costs too. So I'll give you some introduction regarding this topic so that you can connect. So this article is talking about hydropower projects. So in yesterday's class, I said about one article and I asked to look after the class. What is that article? Tell me, what is that article? Decrease in the hours of women, not that. Sikkim landslide. Do you recall that? So what happened in Sikkim? Landslide happened, and because of this, it damaged one hydropower project in Sikkim. So here, you know that because of climate change, we are facing extreme weather events. So can you tell me some examples of extreme weather events? Okay, heavy rainfall, be specific. Okay, landslides, cloud blast, next. Okay, heat wave, cold wave, next. Increasing of sea level. I want to ask one question, I forgot. That is in news. Mm. Do you know, is killing of animals legal or illegal? Can government give the permission for killing of animals? Yes or no? Yeah, which kind of animals can be killed? Vermin? Okay. So actually Sweden gave permission to kill 20% of brown bears in his country. 20%, it is more than 500 bears. And one more current affairs I found is, what is the meaning of appreciation, depreciation of currency? Appreciation, depreciation. Uh, uh, tell me. So actually, in coming 2 months, the value of rupee will be getting decreased against dollar. So now the value of rupee is, for $1, we will be getting 84.09 as per today, but it is going to be increased. That the value of rupee is going to decrease, and there are four important reasons. That is sudden withdrawal of FDI from our country. Next one is because of West Asian politics or West Asian uprisings, everything. So it is having impact on Indian investments. And next important reason is because of inflation. And I think there are four reasons that I watched in the news. And one more important news here is, so which is the lungs of the world? Lungs of the world. Amazon forest is called as lungs of world. So do you know lungs of Mediterranean Sea? Lungs of Mediterranean Sea. Now the lungs of Mediterranean Sea is under threat because of climate change. Huh? No, not coral reefs, it is one plant. Oceana. So I can't get that name right now, but one seagrass species is there in that Mediterranean Sea. And because of climate change, increasing of sea level rise, increasing of temperature, increasing of human activities across this coastal region, they are under threat. Do you know this Tunisia country? Where it is located, in which continent? Tunisia. Tell me the countries that are sharing boundary with Mediterranean Sea. No idea. Entire Africa. So Tunisia is an African country, so which is taking some steps to restore this lungs of Mediterranean Sea. Okay, you have to see that kind of news. So whenever I will be getting that news, I will be sharing with you. Okay. So now let's come back. So tell me some extreme weather events. Earthquakes where in India? In Japan. So tell me in India. Yeah, floods. Okay. So here, because of climate change, landslides are increasing, right? So tell me some recent examples of landslides. Kerala, Sikkim, next, Karnataka, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand. You have to know even the places where. For example, in Kerala, Wayanad. So like that, in Sikkim, where? Okay, like that. Okay, so this article is saying that because of landslides, they are having impact on hydropower projects. So my question now here is, what are the measures we have to take to reduce the impact on these hydropower projects? Huh? Which quality? Yeah, now tell me fast. Online students, so please don't get bored. So don't think that I'm not taking care of you, but I'm taking care of you. So you have to think that I'm in the class and you have to be responsive whenever I'm asking questions. Try to type your perspectives in the comment box so that you will be not feel isolated. Yeah, tell me now. Measures? Demolition of, okay, to some extent. So I want first primary things. I am asking about the impacts on hydropower projects. How can we protect these hydropower projects? You're not getting my question. So because of landslides, how can we know in that place the landslide will happen or not? It may happen in the future. Uh, First, we have to understand the geology of that area. So after understanding that, we have to go for construction. Next. So we have to improve quality of construction as Monica said. Next. So whenever we are going for any development projects, what is the mandate? EIA. What is that EIA? Environment Impact Assessment. So we have to mandatorily do this environment impact assessment. Next. Come on, think. No one will be there to push you every day. Come on, tell me. You completed environment and ecology, you done with geography, disaster management, but you are silent. What should I do? Come on, tell me. Fast. Huh? Okay. Skilled engineers. For what? Next. Uh, mm, okay. Let me see this. So from which subjects we can connect this? Environment, disaster management, geography, society, science and technology. Next, IR, polity, economy. Okay. So here this article is saying that yes, recently landslides happened in areas of Wayanad in Kerala and even Sikkim. So they now raise the concerns about environmental costs which are associated with this hydropower projects. So whenever this projects, dams which had been damaged means again it will be having impact on environment. That will lead to loss of biodiversity. And what happens if suddenly this project which had been damaged, collapsed? What happens? Heavy flow of water that will lead to floods. Next, loss of livelihood, displacement, migration, infrastructure damage, loss of life, loss of property. Okay. So actually this is happening along this Teesta river. So where is this Teesta river located? Sikkim. Teesta river issue is between India and Bangladesh. So which state government is not accepting to finalize this? Which state of India, which Indian state government is not accepting for this Teesta resolve? Huh? West Bengal. West Bengal. So you have to know at least those issues regarding if that river is in the news. You have to see where it had been originated. You have to see it is a tributary of which river and in which state it is flowing. And you have to see the dams which are present on that. And you have to see if there is any dispute regarding that or not. For example, is there any interlinking of river project is there or not? So all these dimensions that you have to think. So if you are thinking in that, then you will be in a right way. Okay. Okay. So here recently Sikkim incident caused no injuries, but it said that there are some impacts are going to have on our hydropower projects. So that may in turn cause natural disaster. So from this article, we have to learn like in which areas there is vulnerability for this natural disasters. Okay, especially in this Himalayan region, it is not properly stable. It is unstable region. And even today also this Indo-Australian plate, it is moving towards northwards. It is still hitting this Eurasian plate. So because of this, even today the rising of this Himalayas rise is happening and the height of this Himalayas is increasing because they are even the plate movement development is happening even today. So whenever we are going for this kind of development projects, it is not at all stable. But even though we are going, despite of knowing that they are ecologically sensitive areas, we are going this because we don't have any choice, because we need proper electricity. So we can produce this electricity by thermal, but it will cause greenhouse emissions. But even though we are using that, and another alternative we are having here is we can go for hydropower. And this Himalayas, they are source of perennial rivers. If you're going and building dams in this peninsula rivers, it is not sustainable because we don't have proper rainfall evenly throughout. But from the Himalayas, we are having perennial rivers. We have the good water source there, right? So actually, this article is saying that, so whenever we are going for finalizing of any projects, we need to go for proper impact assessment. So after proper environmental impact assessment, then only we have to go for starting of that project. And even we need to know proper geology of that area, whether when you are building that dam, it will be sustainable or not, whether it will suddenly collapse or not. And even we have to focus on the quality of our buildings. Okay, so that is the thing which is mainly said here. And see this article, moral pressure and human rights compliance. What is the meaning of compliance? Compliance meaning of compliance. Yes, following. So how we can make the people to ensure following of human rights or like moral things? How can we make the people to follow the rules and regulations properly? In what ways? Education. Okay. Next. Okay, so some moral things, tell me some moral things that you had learned in your school. Don't tell lies. How many of you will say only truth? How many of you will say only truth, no lies? You. Some moral things like don't steal the things. How many of you won't steal the things? Uh, how we have to make the people to follow the rules and regulations correctly? In how many methods? What are the things that we have to do? Come on, tell me, tell me. Okay, so how many of you have license to drive the vehicles? Okay, so how many of you follow regulations, traffic rules correctly? How many of you jump at the signal? How many of you jump at the signal? Yes, very good. Okay, then how can I make you to follow rules, traffic rules, if I am a traffic police? Yes, by imposing fines. Apart from that, I want that thing only. So by economic sanctions, we can make the people to follow the things. And second thing, councils won't work. Next, motivation. That will work only for 5 minutes. So when I am motivating you, just after when I leave the class, you'll be coming to the back pace. That's what I'm saying. Economic sanctions is one. Apart from that, yes, police action or military action. So by these two things, we can impose the rules. So moral pressure and human rights complaints can be enforced through economic sanctions or military action by powerful nations. Okay, or through moral condemnation by NGOs and smaller states. So actually we are having some powerful nations like USA where the rules are very, very strict, and even China, North Korea. So in those countries also, so there are very strict actions they will be taking. So apart from that, in some other smaller nations, we have to go for education, counseling. That can be done in a very small nations, but not like this larger country as India. Okay. So here, one more thing we can do is naming and shaming. Do you know about this naming and shaming? Already I said this example in one of our class. I gave example of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. What is this Swachh Bharat Abhiyan? Okay, Actually, the important aim of this Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is to end open defecation, right? So under this, government is providing some funds to build bathrooms, especially in villages. So despite of having bathrooms, so people they used to go for open defecation only. At that time, so one reel was circulated very high. It became viral in social media that one guy, even though they have bathroom in their home, but they will be taking jug along with water to go outside. So at that time, some people they will be coming with cameras and focusing her, and uh, they will be felicitating her, like coming with Shalma that she is going outside. So this kind of videos, what happened? That will be giving like insulting, shaming, etc. So because of this also, can we bring the change? Yes, so we can bring the changes. Okay, so this article is saying that how can we enforce rules and regulations, how can we protect human rights in the different countries. In some countries like Russia, China and North Korea, so they will be following strict regimes like military actions, and in some nations they will be following economic sanctions. If you're not following the rules, they will be imposing fines. Okay, in some nations they will be going for awareness and counseling, but it will be not working. It will be only can be done by some NGOs only for the little time we will be getting change, but after that as usual. Okay, so that is the thing. Actually, this article is saying that we have to come up with the grassroots movements, and even through the student protest also, we can get some changes. So how? You can give the recent example of student protest in Bangladesh, how that led to change of government. Okay, so that thing that you have to see. And see here one more article. Imports weaken Indian pharma. So what this article might be talking about? Imports weaken Indian pharma. Come on, I already discussed this topic. Come on, recall the things. Come on, come on. Mm-hmm. So what is this out of pocket expenditure? Uh, Spending money. So what is out of pocket expenditure? So note down this data. In India, it is 47.1%. So what is out of pocket expenditure? If you are going to any government hospital, there will be free consultation, free medicines, free diagnostic test. But are you getting everything free in government hospitals? No. Whatever the medicines they are writing, they are not there in government medical halls. What are the tests they are writing? They are not providing those tests. At that time, you have to go to other private labs or private diagnosis center or private medical halls to get the things. For that, will government pay? No. You have to pay from your pocket. That is called as out of pocket expenditure. In India, it is 47.1%. So, to decrease this out of pocket expenditure, our government is focusing on importing of medicines from other countries. So, how I am saying that our government is focusing on importing of medicines? Because of two important things. First one is global tenders, and next one is global tender, and second one is custom duty. So in the recent budget, they said that we are going to decrease custom duty on medicines gold. Okay, so whenever we are decreasing custom duty, what will happen? We will be getting cheap imports. Okay, so now my question is, if you are importing medicines from other countries, what will be the impact on economy? Tell me what will be their impact? What happens? here decreasing of exports. Before that, what happens, Hema? Yes, there is discouraging of our domestic industries. Huh? Huh? Economic crisis, that will be last. Next, discouraging of domestic industries. Next, decreasing of employment. Next, yes, it will affect research and development, innovations. Next, uh, foreign currency increase or decrease? Increase or decrease? Okay, decreasing of forex reserves. Next, come on, come on. Economy classes are going on. You should be very sharp. Low quality medicines from foreign countries. Can you give me some examples? Johnson and Johnson. Do you know this knee implants? Knee implants will come from Johnson and Johnson. So because of this knee implants, many people they had lots of complications. Okay, so we will be getting certain types of issues. Okay, now let us see what this article is saying exactly. So this article is saying that imports are undermining Indian pharmaceutical industry. So whenever we are getting more imports, what happen? Our dependency will be increased or decreased? Okay, so that will create dependency and that will be also finally creating monopolies. As I said, monopoly means the one person who is controlling everything. That is called as monopoly. And actually, how I can say here that imports are increasing because of this global tenders. So global tenders are given by our Indian government to attract other countries of foreign to provide essential medicines. And the second step is taken by government is decreasing of custom duty. So these two global tenders and as well as custom duty, they are favoring foreign companies. So because of this, automatically they will be disincentivizing domestic production of pharmaceuticals. So if you're seeing about the domestic industries of pharmaceuticals, we have India's Patent Act. So this act which is promoting local manufacturing of drugs, and actually there is no government action which is taken, okay, regarding this domestic pharmaceutical growth. So because of this, what happened? The affordability of drugs had been decreased. Okay, so what happens whenever our domestic industries are not getting proper support from the government? The cost of manufacturing will be increased, right? So whenever the cost of manufacturing is increased, obviously selling price of the good will be raised. Okay, so here on another side we are having global tenders and we are having the second one is decreasing of custom duty. So because of this, the price of the foreign drugs will be less in our Indian market. So whenever selling price of Indian drugs is more compared to the foreign drugs, so obviously foreign drugs market will be high in our country. So it is going to impact our domestic production. Clear? Okay, so here why government is promoting imported drugs? Because to increase the affordability, okay, and to improve healthcare system. And this one here is because of global tenders, there is increased tendency of monopolies. As I said, you know this Johnson and Johnson baby powder, baby oils. So earlier we used to have only Johnson and Johnson. Everyone knows this. So nowadays we are having our own Indian and indigenous products. But here regarding this knee implants, Johnson and Johnson is monopoly. Okay, we are getting only the implants from this Johnson and Johnson. And next one here is even in our budget also there is reducing of custom duty on this specific drugs. So because of this again there is increasing of promotion of imported goods. Why? Because we are focusing on only affordability of drugs to the people. And even patent regime also we are having many challenges. So whenever government is promoting this imported goods, if domestic companies, if they want to spend in this research and development, will they come forward? No. So because of this, it is undermining even innovation, research and development in our country. And even do you know this concept of compulsory licensing? Have you heard this? What is compulsory licensing? Okay, no, that is not compulsory licensing. Do you know about this patent product? What is this patent? Okay. So do you know about this patent? Okay. So if there is any drug which is got patented means, okay, so this A person got patent of so and so product. If any other companies, if they want to manufacture the same drug, so they have to take the permission from this A and they have to give the lump sum amount of money to him to manufacture that patent drug. So actually what is compulsory licensing is, so for example, if this D person wants to manufacture this patented drug, he can manufacture this drug without getting permission from this patented person if government give the permission or government give the license to this D manufacturer. So this is called as compulsory licensing. So even without the proper permission of the patented person, we can manufacture that drug in the country if government is giving the license, and that license we are calling it as compulsory licensing. But in India, we are not using that compulsory licensing properly. That is called as underutilization of this compulsory licensing. And this one is we need proper regulatory reform so that we have to align with the global standards so that we can also excel in this domestic pharmaceutical manufacturing. So that is the thing. And see here, there are other articles. Rajnath go to US as mega defense deals near closure. So here this article is talking about India-US relations. Our Indian Defense Minister, he is going to visit USA to get deals regarding defense. So do you know any defense equipment that we got from USA? No idea. Science and technology had been done. So tell me about the defense equipment. Aircraft next. Missiles, warships. Uh, okay. Uh, torpedoes next. Okay, so tell me which defense system we got from USA. So you have to know that. And second article here is 151 MPs, MLAs have declared cases related to crimes against women. So here we can add this article as a case study whenever you're talking about criminalization of politics that you will be reading in your governance. So how criminals are entering into politics, why criminals are entering into politics, and you have to see the data which is given by NCRB like that. And next, here you can see one article, WHO investigating suspected new polio strain in Meghalaya. So what is the keyword? Polio. What is this polio? Polio caused by bacteria, protozoa, virus. Science student, where are you? Polio caused by? Polio caused by virus or bacteria? Virus. Which organ will be get affected in this polio? Only legs? Only limbs? Okay, study about this polio after this class is done. And actually this article is saying that new polio strain. That means what will be the impact? So what is the problem for government now? So you have to see how many types of polio is there and whether this polio is eradicated or not, in which countries it had been eradicated, and is there any vaccine for this polio? Vaccine is there or not? Vaccine is there. Okay. You have to read about what are the signs symptoms of this polio. So that will be very important. And science and technology have been done, right? Okay, you have to tell the answer. ICAR Penn State team makes a tool small enough to edit plant genomes. So which is the tool we are going to use for editing of genes of plants? CRISPR-Cas9, right? So regarding this CRISPR-Cas9, already the question asked in your UPSC. But here this article is saying that new genome editor had been identified. Make a note of that protein name, ISDRA2TNPB. So it had been isolated from bacteria. That name of the bacteria is Deinococcus radiodurans. Genococcus radiodurans. So how you can expect the question is, recently this ISDRA2 and PB is in news. It is related to what? Because already the question asked regarding CRISPR-Cas9 twice in 2023 and 2021. So there may be a chance of asking question regarding this also. And whenever you are writing answer regarding gene editing, genome editing, whatever it may be from biotechnology, you have to write this tool. So what is the advantages of this tool here is, so it is half the size of this CRISPR-Cas9 and CRISPR-Cas12. Okay, so size is half. So this is a thing that you have to remember. So these are the important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I'm concluding. If you really like this class, hit the like button and please do share this class to your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to Rathod Science Academy.